I got that dog shit, nigga. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. My results came the hard way. Sometimes you gotta laugh at life. Shit I had to sacrifice is bigger than my appetite. A long way from home. Sales in the treasure jobs. Brick of dope was 60. Russ pulled me out the tractor line. I ain't going back this time. That nigga's a mastermind. Excelsior. All right. That bitch was annoying me. Yeah. Yo, I do in every dish, every shot, 12 fishes. Blood in your mouth, stay delicious, stay vicious. We cutter. If you sound weird, nigga, hang up. Blew off the small Jacob. Have your whole filter, whole block in the later. When I come through, lights out like Undertaker. When she comes, she a shaker. She a day, really, really, really marvelous. The butcher coming, nigga. Yeah. 1 million man, the crew not enough. I think kingpins crumble, empires turn to dust. You beat me out the stuff before I beat you out your fronts, nigga. Yeah. Even in airports, if I'm WWE, then y'all motherfuckers is see, they provoke me and then y'all quote me. Okay. Dark skin, bald hair, mama's boys, niggas is Jodies. This for all the pre-promotion and thanks for the road. Butch, Yeah. Hmm. Excuse me. Fuck these niggas, man. You niggas fucking trash. No, you don't. Shit trash. Hey, yo. Come play. Awesome. God in the way. I made him pay. I'm having mixed thoughts. Right after this, I'm gonna run. And I stuck my fork in the cane. And I sounded scorpion game. Which, Hate the fucking stripes. Oh, we here now.
Welcome to a really compelling matchup that almost has a throwback feel to the era when running backs dominated. Today, one of the best running back matchups you're going to see all season long. Two stars colliding here. Welcome to downtown Minneapolis at Huntington Bank Stadium, the home field of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 15th ranked team, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. For Relay Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here with Kirk Herbstreit. Let's get this thing underway. The Golden Gophers will kick this away to start us off. He'll take the return and try to get some better field position. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. The Wolverines offense comes onto the field for the first time today. Well, Kirk, no surprise. You get these two teams on the field, and it's tight and competitive right to the finish.
Well, Chris, the last time these two teams met, remember, it came down to the wire, the very final few minutes. Sure hope we get another one like that today.
They'll give it to the running back. And they've got him after a 7-yard gain, so 2nd and 3.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
2nd down, we're going to throw it. Nice grab. It's Marsh. Breaks loose at the 40. They bring him down, but a huge gain. They cross midfield to the 49.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
1st and 10 now for the offense. And they'll give it to the back. Breaking free at the 35. They bring him down, but that gain moves the ball all the way to the 31. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. The Wolverines with 1st and 10 here. Quarterback drops back. And it's incomplete.
That, the bump. They got to change that shit, bro.
2nd down.
That's not fair to me, bro.
These teams told us they're eager to prove a point. Here we are mid-season. They both earned their spot in the rankings, but we expect tight competitive battle today.
But that's the beauty of these top 25 matches.
All right, dog.
A little bit of a better handle on who these teams are. Love the fact we get these two teams on the field. May the better team win, and hopefully it's a close one all the way to the end.
Punt them again on 3rd down.
It's Marshall. Defense makes the stop very close to a 1st down.
There's great effort here by this defense to keep him short of the 1st down. Now they've got a tough decision to make here on this 4th down and short.
Looking for the end zone. Has a lane. Refusing to be brought down. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Wow, a risky call here on the opening drive of the game by the head coach, and it pays off for a touchdown. I love to see that aggressive attacking style by this offense.
And they'll set up now for the extra point drop. PAT is good, so it's 7-0. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee and will bring the football to the 25-yard line. The Golden Gophers offense makes their way onto the field for their first possession. Kirk, not often these days you see a matchup as good as this between two elite running backs, two guys with a focal point of the offense.
And talking to them this week, you know they are both hyped up to go against each other, both looking for bragging rights. Can't wait to see who ends up playing better.
On the ground, it's Johnson. And they try the middle, but stuck for no gain.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
So the running play stopped on first down, brings up 2nd and 10 from their 25. To the air, it's Lindsey. Running back has it on a screen now.
Boy, just a great job here by this defense, sniffing out the screen. They were not fooled at all. He caught that ball, he had nowhere to go, and it's a loss of yardage.
Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And it's incomplete. They let it fly on 3rd down, but now it brings up 4th.
Oh, my gosh, would he love to have that one back. Open receiver downfield, and he misses him. That's where you go back to the receiver and say, hey, man, that one's on me. I'm coming right back to you.
He'll call for the fair catch here. And the Wolverines offense is back on the field. They were able to punch it in the end zone last time, looking to do the same thing here. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments. First down, looking to throw the ball. Finds his man. It's Marshall. Brought down, but broke a tackle to produce a solid gain there.
We see this all over the country now in college football. Defensive backs staying back a little bit deeper, forcing the quarterback to have to throw things in front. I like the decision here by the quarterback because he gets positive yards. It's a good way of staying ahead of the chains.
That run picks up first down yardage, a fresh set of downs for this offense. Well, Kirk, you played in rivalry games. No shortage of inspiration, but how do you manage the emotion of it all?
Well, I think you need great leadership from the team. Sometimes teams don't handle the emotions of it, and the game can get sideways on you. The teams that play the best in rivalry games are the teams that have the best leaders to keep them focused on the task at hand.
That's caught. It's Marsh. They stop him, but it's a first down.
That's an easy completion for the quarterback, finding his receiver just dragging underneath coverage.
The Wolverines churn out another first down. Ball handed to the running back. Crosses the 35. Tackle made, but the gain moves the ball to the 30.
Nothing better than an offense on first down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of them.
Choosing to just throw the ball away that time. Second down play now coming up. Following the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 30. Makes the catch. It's Moore. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there. That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the first down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this first down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of being patient, waiting for that window to open up in that zone, and he put it right on the money for the receiver to have a chance to not just catch it, but eventually get the first.
And the Wolverines come to the line with 1st and goal. 1st and goal, they'll try to run it in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan.
Man, that's another touchdown for this guy. This defense better adjust and get eyes into that backfield, or he may go for a 3rd or a 4th later today.
Time to call the message. Fast like English residents. Looking like everything copacetic.
And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead.
So how you gonna know the essence? You don't know the qualifications. So how you supposed to get it?
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there and booted away. Bringing it out, it's Hayes. And he's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. The Minnesota offense takes the field. This group is coming off a quick 3 and out. Can they put something together in this drive? In the first play of the drive now, they're backed up at the 12-yard line. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Johnson. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
Hey, they get some positive yards here, but just from sitting up here looking down, Chris, you kind of have a sense that they wanted a little bit more on that play.
Second down play coming up for this offense. Looking downfield, it's Lindsey. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. It's a big pickup after the catch. More importantly, holds on to the ball despite taking a huge hit.
Yeah, Chris, that's the thing that really stood out to me. I didn't think he was going to be able to hold on to that ball because of that big hit, but he does. He doesn't get the first down, but he gets big positive yards, and more importantly, I think he gains more confidence in that quarterback to throw him the ball again. Well, when you play zone defense on third down and you don't get pressure from your defensive line, you're going to give a quarterback a lot of time to be able to find an open receiver and eventually get the first down. Not surprised at all.
It's a fumble. Able to recover his own fumble and get first down yardage.
Well, it's a good job by the defense to force the fumble, but you have to have the collective awareness for someone to get on top of it. It's a lucky break for the offense.
And the Golden Gophers getting set on 1st and 10. Receiver in motion now. On first down, it's play action. Wide open downfield. They make the tackle, but not before he reaches the 37.
Chris, all week they heard about how fast this guy is. The defensive coordinator told them they watched the film. They've seen this guy a lot, but I think the reality of seeing it now in person, I think it's surprised them. They've got to make some adjustments to their defense, or this guy and his speed will continue to have a field day.
Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Inside the 25. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on first down.
The offense will line up. Chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. First down, why not keep it on the ground? It'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. So, Kirk, Michigan has the lead here at the end of the quarter. Solid performance so far, creating some separation. Here's the first quarter stats. Crucial stage of the game as we begin the second quarter. Is this one going to get out of hand? Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. Defense looking to bring heavy pressure here. Caught behind the line. It's Hayes. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Great job here by this defense on the wide receiver screen. All that receiver's looking for is just a small little seam to be able to get vertical and show what kind of speed he has. The defense did not let him get started. That's good hustle and a nice play.
Stopped short of the touchdown, but the offense is set up now, first and goal. The Golden Gophers line up with a first and goal. On the ground, trying to pound and he fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers. They were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and reached the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of...
You know what? He was interviewed somewhere. I didn't listen to that interview while I fucking played.
But not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid
Michael B. Jordan not winning the cricket. King, Emmett Thomas, and Chris, and the thank yous. I'd be curious if you could lead what they did. I'm sure in just the friendship, mentor aspect, but knowing those two, there was probably some they helped out.
It goes above beyond, man, like their own conversations around navigating, finding to your partner, conversations around navigating situation was to shoot the film or format. They've done that more than conversations around navigating 20. He's done that maybe more than anyone. They make time to watch it cut. When they give me feedback, whenever I'm seeing them, they give me advice, encourage me. For me and for Zenzi, I was deeper than that. Man, like when we first met, we didn't have kids. And Zenzi, they built a family while building a career for themselves.
He's got it with room to run.
Other pieces, just like a lot of advice, just how to do that.
This offense shows its explosive ability. One huge play. They're set up just inside the red zone now. Snapping it from the red zone now. Looking to throw. Grab by the receiver. And he gets in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines. So it's still early, but this offense beginning to build momentum and build the lead now, Kirk.
As we've seen over the years, Chris, good teams know how to use the first quarter to establish the lead, the second quarter to increase the lead, and the final half just to hold on to it. They're following that blueprint perfectly, widening the distance between them and their opponent before we even get to the locker rooms.
All right, welcome into Stadium in Maine, an off-season edition. And I'm Jordan Strack, that's Chris Wormley. And on the other side of your screen, Michigan offensive line coach Jim Hardy. 3 Northwest Ohio guys, all just hanging out. We're going to talk ball for a little bit. First off, Jim, as the resident mall meat guy around here, it's good to have another mall meat guy getting back into the fold in this thing. He's named the head coach at Toledo. There's a new offensive line coach in Michigan. I'm just a bum that does a podcast, but it is so good to have you. How was
great protection? The pitch and catch was solid.
Thanks, man. How is the transition to Ann Arbor been?
I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity. Has been a bit of a whirlwind. I think it's been a total of 16 days. Constant roster retention, and then just trying to get acclimated to our 2027 list, which is what we're in now, is recruiting. And so it's great to be back home, and it is a lot of work, but I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
I have to ask you, growing up in Northwest Ohio, I believe there's some Army people that told me that you were a Buckeye fan growing up. Is that true? And was that true first off?
I'll never say it's been true. I was a Toledo Rockets fan. That's what I was.
Looks to his left and makes the completion. They make the stop just short of the marker. It's going to be
first off, perfect. But I remember you. It's not just a football player. Because I grew up watching you in high school. Really good basketball player too. Do you still play hoops a little bit or what?
Involves any true athleticism, running around the court, planting, any sort of change of direction. That's not my game, but sitting and playing horse or things like that, I can hold my own in a horse game.
Like you have that in common. Both football players, both hoopers. I were a hooper. Easy, sir. Don't remember me on that. I scored 8 points, maybe averaged 8 rebounds and about 5 fouls a game. I was solely the 5 3-points and being the enforcer, but appreciate the compliment for sure. Yeah, all right, Jim.
Set up a touchdown, so they got to bounce back from that right away.
Go ahead, Worm. You go ahead. Yeah, you were talking about kind of the retention of the recruiting class, 26, and then looking at the 27. How important is it to recruit, especially specifically offensive linemen from the Midwest? Or things kind of opened up now, that especially with NIL and all that, kind of more national kind of outlook on things. How does that look for you guys?
I think here at Michigan, just the brand, the ability to recruit nationally, that's something that's a little bit new coming from Utah. I mean, in this last recruiting class, they have a kid signed from Hawaii that we actually recruited, and then as far east is Massachusetts with Marky Walbridge. So, that's about as coast to coast as you can come. And so it really has been, with 2 of those guys already being on campus, another man from Maryland, and then we have 2 joining us in the summer. That 26 class, certainly we want to keep those guys, but in addition to the 26 class, it really was a bit of a challenge, to say the least, trying to get kids that we're currently on the roster to try to give us an opportunity to develop some trust and show them what I think we can do, and that's no different than previous kids that are on the roster currently in Michigan. Really been through a lot of drama and a lot of adversity and things like that, and so having a brand new staff come in, and really the first week just being on the phone because school didn't start until January 7th, so those first 4 or 5 days just trying to develop any sort of relationship with those kids over a phone call was a challenge, but we had, I think, in the offensive line room, I think 5 kids went into the portal, and 2 of them came out, and really thankful and appreciate them, buying in and giving me an opportunity to help them develop and then not only achieve the goals that we need to as a team, but also for them individually.
Can you walk us through the timeline and just kind of how this whole thing went down? I know, Kyle Whittingham, he steps down, or he's leaving Utah, takes the Michigan job, and then you guys had a bowl game. Walk me through how this whole process kind of went down and what those conversations were like as you made the decision to come over to Ann Arbor.
The date, let's talk to my wife about it. Chaos, I guess is the best way to describe it. But, we had a practice at Utah. I don't remember the exact date, but when Coach Witt, we got done with practice, he let the team know he was stepping down, and Coach Morgan Scally, who I think will do a great job at Utah, was the head coach in waiting. And just things started to fall on social media where Coach Witt's name started to become a little bit more prevalent on social media and things like that. And so we went to Vegas the day after Christmas, so the 26th. Coach Witt flew on the plane with the team, and we had a team meeting upon arrival, and he announced that he was going to step away, let Coach Scally take over, and it really was an awkward situation just down in Vegas at the bowl site. And again, as each day went on, I can't remember the exact timeline of when Coach Witt was announced at Michigan. It may have been that day or maybe the next day. But then it was really who is Coach Witt talked to, and I really made a promise, honestly. I had my 2 tackles, who I think are both going to be first-round draft picks. Certainly one will be. I think the other one will slide in. But then I had 3 seniors that, they chose to play in the game, and I really committed to them that I wasn't going to engage in any contract talks or anything like that until we played the game, which happened to actually be the same day Michigan played Texas on New Year's Eve. And so we played the game, thankfully we won, and on the next day, in talking to Coach Witt, I said, hey, I'm in, and went ahead and went through the contract stuff on, I believe, January 1st, and January 2nd, they flew us out to Ann Arbor and introduced us at the USC basketball game, if I remember right, and so all of it really got accelerated. I tried to do my best not to get on social media and really engage in anything. Just I wanted to make sure I finished it right with the kids at Utah, and then certainly had conversations with my wife and discussed what could have been, but really the focus didn't turn. So we got back here to Salt Lake, which is actually where I'm at right now. We'll be out on the road recruiting tomorrow, so I came back here these last couple of days.
That's a whirlwind of 3 or 4 weeks. But you had talked about those 2 guys that have one first rounder for sure, and second, potential second first round pick as an offensive lineman. Talk about the development that you've been able to help these guys over the last 10, 20, 30 years of your career against guys like Garrett Bowles and man, this guy is tough. I played him a couple times in the NFL now, coming out of Utah. Talk about that development coming out of Utah and the things you've been able to do with those players.
I do take a lot of pride on, especially with the transfer portal. I'm really coming into college football heavy the last 3 years. We've only taken at Utah, there was only one transfer portal kid in the last 3 years. So Spencer and Caleb, every college snap they took was at the University of Utah. And there's certainly, I feel like there was a part that I played in it, but at the same time, I think those two kids and a lot of kids when I'm recruiting them in high school right now, there is a characteristic that those type of kids have that I feel is unique, that make them really special. You mentioned Garrett Bowles, another kid that came to us out of Snow Junior College, a JC here in the state of Utah, but they just have this uncommon trait that they want to be great, they want to be coached hard, you can get after them. And I think the two kids I had this past year are a lot like Garrett in that they have a strong desire to be the greatest. They're not an arrogant way. They don't talk about it that way, but they're not afraid or shy about wanting to be the best. And if they feel that they need extra work or extra film work, they're very proactive about making sure that they're getting what they need out of it. And again, great kids come from great families, both Spence and Caleb, and so. The development, things like that, that's something that I really try to pride myself on. Like I said, the fact we don't necessarily go through the portal to build a room, and I'm not going to say that it'll never happen just the way college football is. It may need to if kids transfer out, but I prefer to try to take a kid as a freshman and really work through a lot of some things that each fundamental or technique you're looking at to really try to build off of that and just try to take one little thing at a time that eventually, when it's all said and done, they become a high-level player.
So I mentioned you grew up in Northwest Ohio. Your wife and her family are from Troy, I believe, right?
Farmington Hills.
Farmington Hills, okay. And you coached at Troy. So you're very familiar with this area. How important was that for you and your family to get back to this part of the country? And because you're a loyal guy, you've stayed with Kyle Whittingham for a long time, and I'm sure turned down some other opportunities to leave and go for other things. Why was this the right move at this point?
Being at Utah it ended up being 12 seasons. I owe the University of Utah a great deal. Have really some strong friendships that we build out here. But as you mentioned, with me growing up in Toledo, just outside of Toledo, and then my wife being in Farmington Hills, we have two boys, 15 and 13, freshmen in 7th grade, and so this is the first time that they're going to go back and look around aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins. And so I just felt it was the right time. I mean, the University of Michigan, the opportunity anyway speaks for itself, but then when you include the family, too great of an opportunity to look the other way.
Yes, I was going to ask, what are you looking forward to most being back in the Midwest? Is it the family? Is it Reeves and Tony Spackos down in Toledo?
If I didn't say family, I think I would get in trouble if anyone listens to this. But I just love, I think, West college football. That's kind of the epicenter of college football. Passion, just certainly. I've been in the Big House. Played 2014. Utah played out. It was
that was terrible. Sorry to cut you off. But I just have bad memories of that game. It's like a 3-hour rain, lightning delay, loss. It was bad. Yeah.
I was not gonna say what Utah's records. 2015. You were there in 2015. Then when you played in Salt Lake, was in our Vultures. So we won't talk about that because either of those games. But we'll probably find some film that I brought over if we want to break that down. But nonetheless, family, certainly. Just the Michigan tradition. I'm a huge Detroit Tigers fan, so to be able to go to Comerica, which I think they're changing the field's name, but just, I don't know, to me, this is where my wife and I grew up, and so there's a lot of things that for, going up north and in the summertime up in Michigan, there's a lot of great things about that area of the country, and so, but on the top of the list, certainly being around family is the number one deal.
You left off Penguin Palace, man. That's the Maumee staple. Like, there's tacos and there's all those things. Like, Penguin Palace. Are you a Penguin Palace guy, Jim?
Jordan. It's Jackie's Depot, the one downtown on Griffin Street.
Ice cream spot, right?
Yeah. Who's down there? Jackie's is really good too. They're both right there. You're right. That's call me out. I like it. All right, so I gotta ask you. You have worked so closely with Jason Beck this last year. What can Michigan fans expect with a Jason Beck offense? Because I think people are very, very excited about the potential to watch how all that unfolds.
Yeah, so I first began working with Jason a year ago. The thing that I am probably most impressed by working with him is just how versatile he is and how adaptable he is to whatever the skill set is that he has to work with from the perimeter standpoint. I think he's really unselfish in the fact that if he sees things or if somebody in that room brings up, hey, what about, this particular concept, whether in the run or the pass game, there is no ego in terms of, well, I didn't come up with it. And some guys in that role, he have that approach. But Coach Beck is incredible, great human being, great family guy, but in terms of the football aspect, just his ability to really be creative in trying to take advantage of the skill sets of the kids that he has to work with. And so really excited about, I hear from Coach Alford, about these running backs. I've watched, some of the Michigan, games. I mean, they're incredibly talented, and then the guys we've gotten, we were able to retain, but then also get out of the portal on the perimeter. I just think there's a lot of weapons he's going to have, and then obviously really impressed with the way Bryce is. My interactions with that kid are not extensive as he's going to have, and obviously really impressed with the way Bryce is. My interactions with that kid are not extensive, but the ones I have, this kid's a really mature kid and impressive looking kid, incredible arm strength, just in my evaluation. And so I think Coach Beck has a lot of weapons at his disposal, and I'm confident that he'll.
I'm going to follow up real quick on that. Also, Jay Hill coming in as defense coordinator, obviously coached against him. What can Michigan fans kind of expect there?
Again, no disrespect to BYU. I mean, they beat us the past 2 years, and Coach Hill was the defensive coordinator. They put a lot of stress on you in terms of just being able to communicate up front in terms of the different looks that they gave us the last 2 years. Again, really intelligent. Just again, a really good person, good family man that really gave us fits these last 2 years, and so I'm glad that we only have to play him in spring ball and fall camp, and that I don't have to worry about it in a regular season game. Because I do think he's a dang good coach, and I think the fans will be excited with the product he puts on the field.
Yeah, for me as a defensive lineman, I always felt like I was at my best. Had a really good offensive line to go up against every single week in practice, especially in camp. That's a lot of development in spring ball. That's coming up, for you guys real soon. You talk about how iron sharpens iron, especially in the trenches. It's one of those few positions where you can't do walkthroughs and really 7-on-7 type of practices through the year. You got to be in there, get your hands on each other, be physical. Talk about that kind of iron sharpens iron mentality.
Certainly, the best teams I've been around is when one day in spring ball, the O-line gets after the D-line and vice versa the very next day.
Look at that run shit, bro. They killing me with that, bro. You gotta fix that on this goddamn video game.
just the ability to every single day, as you mentioned, to go, and not in a way where you're trying to hurt each other, but if you get in a combative situation, it's competitive, but at the end of the day, when practice is over, you go in the locker room and still one family, a brotherhood.
Hate this game, bro. This game sucks so bad.
Until the last possible moment, but he waits just a hair too long, which allows the defense to actually
excited they are on the defensive side of the ball.
The ball went so far, he meant to drop that bitch. In point shaving.
Everything was perfect. The execution is there. The route is nice. The ball is on the
I know the defensive kids, truthfully, as well as our offensive guys quite yet, but everything I hear is how excited they are on the defensive side of the ball as well with the D-line and kids that were able to kind of get back out of the portal, and then a couple of the transfers as well. And then the whole line, again, was young last year, but have a lot of experience for being young, so this fall, or really this spring, like you mentioned, that about a month from now, I imagine that'll be really competitive, and at the end of the day, if it's a situation where we're both getting after each other and exchanging days of one getting better than the other, that should bode well for the fall.
I've obviously followed your career for a long time just because you're a Maumee guy, and I know who you were for a long time. So I know that you have developed a bunch of guys, but what in your mind makes a good offensive lineman?
Well, in terms of evaluating kids, I'm looking for athleticism, the ability to bend that allows you to recover, especially in pass pro. When you're looking at the run game, you want guys that are finishing blocks, that when the ball is away from them, they're not taking the play off. So really it starts with how do you evaluate the film. Once it gets to you get your hands on them, it goes back to what we had mentioned earlier. There's got to be an internal drive to want to be great, and not in an arrogant way, not a guy getting on social media talking about what they're going to do. It's a genuine internal drive that it's hard to identify truthfully in the recruiting process, especially with how fast things go and how offers are thrown out so quickly. And it's really a process that I think you really once you get to know the kid and what drives them, why do they play football? Are they interested in how many stars or what their rating is? I'm not saying it's never going to work out, but in a lot of ways, those are not the kids that necessarily develop and become the high-level players. But in terms, like I said, going back to the beginning, when I'm looking at film, I'm looking for guys that are athletes. I love dual sport. You bring up the basketball earlier that Chris played, and myself. I just think the ceiling is higher for a kid that is dividing his time in high school. When they fully soak it.
Well, let me turn out.
Into college, their ceiling's going to be higher because they divided their time prior to that. So you're looking at multi-athletes or multi-sport kids, athletes, physical, love playing football. Those are all characteristics that I think, if I were to have to list top 3 or 4, those would be at the top.
Just to follow up on that real quick, because I think obviously when you talk about playing multiple sports and all those things, I read an article where Gary Pinkel, when he first found you, it was when you were playing basketball, or at least he appreciated the fact that you were a basketball player. How much does that help in your mind, and why does that help if you can play multiple sports?
I think there's a lot of cross-training, with the basketball, the footwork, the ability to bend, the explosion. Those are all things that transfer to the football field, regardless of what position you play, but certainly offensive linemen. I'm a big believer in shot put numbers. I think, I'm looking for, that magic number to be in the mid-50s. If a kid can throw a shot put in high school in the mid-50s, that's going to show a lot of explosion and his ability to roll his hips in the run game for an offensive lineman. So through the years, I just feel that wrestling's great. Just how to use your hands, how to understand leverage and things like that. So there are certain things that I think do transfer if you are a multi-sport kid versus there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that we would never recruit a kid that is just football, but if all they're doing is off-season training with for an O-lineman. All they're doing is O-line work all year round. They're going to be a really good high school offensive lineman, but how much is there still left to develop if that's all they've done for 4 years of high school? Just in my opinion, not saying it's right or wrong, I just think there's more potential for growth in a multi-sport kid.
That's a great perspective on that. Basketball, football, like we talked about, but also shot put, disc, and track.
What were your shot put numbers, Worm?
Right there, that mid-50s, right? I think I would have been the perfect O-line recruit for Coach Hardy.
Well, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I mean, obviously you're a dang good player. I mean, I know you went to Whitmer, the wrong Panthers, but like, I coached against you, but at the same time, you also played at a high level, or the highest level, not only in college but in the NFL. And that's a perfect example where you did throw in those mid-50s. There's a kid that. I think the highest I had at Utah was, I think, 58 or 59. He was our starting center the last 2 years. So you're a prime example that there's that magic 55-ish, mid-50s that, and then you go on and you had a heck of an NFL career and played college at the highest level. So it's just another example right there.
Absolutely. I want to kind of get back to talk about just how dominant I think we've talked about it all year, past year, this offensive line. A lot of young guys, redshirt freshmen playing, getting a lot of snaps. Back in 21 and 22, Michigan had won the Joe Moore Award. It's the best offensive line in the country. What's it going to take for this group to get back to that? And how do you see that playing out the next 1, 2, 3 years?
Yeah, certainly, outside the offensive line meeting room, there's the two pictures of the offensive line that want it, emulating what the statue looks like. And so it's a huge, I guess, expectation in this group that there's guys that were on that team, on the last Joe Moore when they were younger, and so they've seen what it looks like. And I don't think it's wrong to shy away from having that as the ultimate goal, because as you mentioned, that's the kind of the standard for offensive line play in college. And so, what is it going to take? Well, first of all, we got to have a great season. No Joe Moore winner is going to be in an average or mediocre season. So we got to do our part to make sure that we're successful, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but also collectively as a team. But it's going to take great technique, great fundamentals, a commitment to making sure that with what we're doing each day in practice. You can't just show up on the 12 Saturdays of the season and expect to be able to be recognized as one of the best. So there's certainly a culture and a kind of a mindset that needs to be created that, if we're going to get back to it, and again, Michigan's had an incredible tradition of offensive line play through the years, even before the Joe Moore Award. John Jensen's like right down the hallway doing media stuff, and so there's a lot of great offensive line play, and so we just have to understand that before you're going to be recognized as one of the best program, we got to be intentional with everything we're doing, and that starts right now. The kids had their first workout last Thursday, and the full week starting tomorrow. So it's not a 12-day-a-year thing. It's every single day. You gotta have the right mindset and approach, and that's what we gotta do.
A couple more, we'll get you out of here, I promise. So you talked about roster retention when you got in. Obviously, Jake Cornera and Andrew Sprague both went into the portal and then came back. Those conversations like, and how much of it was just trying to figure out, with all of the guys, just trying to figure out who you were.
Not going to be easy.
And the way that the college football set up, I don't blame those two for going in, at all.
It is a sack party out there for this
Jake's
defense.
dad flew up and met with me, as well as Andrew's parents flew over to sit down and meet. And what I do appreciate is they gave me an opportunity to kind of sell my vision, almost like a situation where I'm recruiting them like they were back in high school. Hey, here's what I'm all about. And the big, message to them was, I'm saying a lot of things right now, but I had to, and I am still in the process of convincing them that everything I'm saying is going to be backed up with my actions and more. It's not just, hey, let's get you out of the portal and everything's good. There's a commitment on my end to make sure that I'm doing my part, because they are, that room, not just those two that you mentioned, but there's a lot of really talented kids in that room. And so they want to, my impression of them right now is they want to be great. They want to be pushed, and it's my job to make sure that I do that. And so with those two kids specifically, it really was a situation of almost treating it as they're coming out of high school. Here are my goals. What it has been in terms of developing kids, Andrew being a tackle, Jake being an inside guy. Here's what I've done, and in fact, they actually, to their credit, asked for some of my players at Utah's phone numbers to go ahead and see if what I'm telling them, in the, my meeting room at Utah. At Michigan matches what I did at Utah. So I had 3 or 4 of the guys, including Garrett Bowles, actually got on the phone. I know with Jake for sure to let them know what their experience was with me when I was their position coach at Utah. So they were really diligent about going through the decision of what they felt was best for them. And I am biased, obviously, but I think they made the right decision, and I think they're going to be really successful.
People are going to be in awe when they look at the results of this game. Unbelievable job by this team dealing with the expectations.
My last one's going to be pretty simple. Tony's Packers, Jackie's Depot, or Rudy's. This is the hard-hitting question I got to ask.
I would say Jackie's Depot because one's in Maumee, and that's where I'm from. Tony Packers, you got that now.
The ring tackles in Maumee now.
Yeah, there is, but still, Jackie's Depot is the original. That's where I went in high school. So, Jackie's.
Love it. All right, last thing I'm going to get you out on. Being a Northwest Ohio guy, you all pretty much were born right in the epicenter of the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. What are your earliest impressions of that rivalry growing up? Because you go to school in Maumee, and there's a Michigan-Ohio State day, and kids wearing Michigan clothing, half are wearing Ohio State. Your first memories, maybe, and just your impression of that rivalry.
It's the greatest rivalry in all sports. It's something that goes deeper than just 60 minutes. It's a 365-day a year level of importance. Right outside my office is and Chris would know this, is a big mural or several murals of the game. So it's more than just one game on the schedule. And so, and I've never been a part of it. I'm not going to pretend that I am or have been, but what I do know is how important it is to the fan base, how important it is to the alumni. I'm excited to be a part of it. I mean, it's like I said, it's you got the Red Sox, Yankees, and all. You can go through each sport and think of the greatest rivalries, but growing up in where we did, this is the biggest rivalry in all of sports, not college football, but all of sports. And so to be a part of it, thinking about it, and I look forward to getting down there, whatever that day is, the last Saturday of the regular season, and experiencing it. But again, I more than just those 60 minutes. It means so much to the alumni, to the season ticket holders that have been. I actually talked to Coach Robinson today. Coach, did you? Mr. Robinson.
Yeah,
and I did. He actually called me, and I didn't. Anyway, that's a whole side deal. But even he brought it up I haven't talked to him probably in, honest to goodness, 15 years. And that, again, is just an example of how important that game is.
Yeah, Jim Robinson, the longtime basketball coach at Maumee. I was actually at his house probably 2 weeks ago and just saw him. It was so good to see him. And I know he's very proud to see all the Maumee guys that are getting big time jobs and hanging around. And it's very, very cool. He's still got a memory sharp as a tack.
He does.
Which is awesome. Which is awesome. So, Jim, listen, I really appreciate you doing this. I know Worm does as well. Thank you so much, and go blue.
Go blue. Go blue.
All right. We will say goodbye to you. Yeah, you take care. That's Jim Harding, who, in my mind,
I spent my time to coalesce. Fast like motors revving with the double stripes, whips looking like Roman sevens. Everything copacetic. My old got a dope aesthetic. Capture my grandma phone, these the lips that they go to catches. You never been around no hustlers, so how you gonna know the essence? You don't know the vibe of gangsters, so how you supposed to catch it? My new kitchen full of all.
All right, 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 all right,
position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to the Big House, home of the Michigan Wolverines. As we'll see the number 23 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Bruins will get us underway with the opening kickoff. Fielded in the end zone, it's Stewart. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. The Wolverines offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. We've had our eye on this guy for most of the season, and what a weapon he is. He is making a charge for the Heisman Trophy. And, David, I don't really think many would argue with it.
No, because it's been crazy. He's been the focal point of this offense, and he continues to deliver week after week. He's a superstar, putting up big numbers, carrying his team on his back. Jesse
breaks into the open. They corral him out of bounds, mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Gives it on the option.
When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Underwood. And the physical.
Why can a linebacker keep up with my receiver, bro? There's nothing more annoying to go through.
Back to the passing game. This one's complete. A quick tackle made, but he's got ready for the 1st down.
This guy's in the Heisman picture because his stats are just ridiculous, and he threw for over 300 yards last game out. He's putting up another monster game here.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
You're the better team. You're playing at home. That's the way you start a football game. Putting a drive together, getting 6 on the board, taking the lead. Nice start by this offense.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with a 17-yard touchdown run. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score.
Oh, shit, me.
It's Matthews.
Run it out.
I know it thinks he can pass every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he's... to 14. So the UCLA Bruins offense will go to work for the first time today. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today. And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. You don't have to say anything in the locker room. Give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now, it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
The Bruins moving quickly to the line. Back to throw. It's Iamaleava. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. And the Bruins will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll field the punt and take it back. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The give on the option. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. With the catch, it's Marsh. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Morgan. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Oh, he drops it. That is a catch he makes 99 times out of 100, but it'll be third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. And the Wolverines are flying down the field. He'll pull it on the read. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After that last loss, it's 2nd and 12. Scanning the field, it's Underwood. Bringing the heat. And he's got his man on the sideline. He'll come up a little short of the first down. The Wolverines come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Looking to throw on 3rd. Grabbed over the middle. It's Marsh. There he goes. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. These two have spent plenty of time together. That was almost telepathic, David.
No doubt, and quarterbacks and wide receivers throw all season to get on the same page. You can see he hits him in stride. That's why he gets the touchdown.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone. And he loses the ball deep in his own end. Kick Kicking team's got it.
You just can't have that happen if you're on the return team. You know if you lose the football now and you're giving the other offense the ball back deep in your own end, simply can't happen.
So here comes the Michigan offense. What a way to start this drive with a 1st and goal from the 6. And the Wolverines couldn't have asked for better field position as they get a chance to strike here. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Touchdown, Michigan! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
The Big 12 has become must-see TV, and fellas, today's clash is no different. Texas Tech is currently ahead in this one. The Joes is just jam-packed today. The Scarlet and Black have struggled to really pull away. They're up by 7 over West Virginia. We'll circle back if anything changes in this interesting Big 12 matchup. Back to you guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Finds the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. The Bruins headed quickly to the line. And that's going to fall to the ground.
That was a right. Now, I'm right here in front of the gym. For 5 hours.
So good with his
after the game, I do a little belt thing, and everybody says,
especially when you're trying to throw your primary target like it was on that last one.
Looking downfield, it's Iamaleava moving out of the pocket.
First of all, y'all know damn well Coke don't last 5 hours.
Makes the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run too, and he's got a 1st down. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. They came out and jumped on them early in the 1st. Let's take a break and look at the 1st quarter stats.
I mean, you've been looking at me for the last 5 hours on the sideline. But they're not doing it out of reality. They're doing it.
Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the 2nd.
That's exactly what I would say.
So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quickly complete. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. And the Bruins have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Matthews. And he's still running after the move. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
The Bruins can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Wants to go up top. The throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Bruins started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Using his legs, it's Thomas. Turning it on. Got some room entered to the goal line. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and we're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last one.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UCLA. Lining up for the PAT.
It's high. It's high. I understand that.
Take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was out.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return.
Who the fuck is that?
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute there.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. He'll do it himself. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. The Wolverines are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. The short hands, it's Moore. At the 40, there he goes. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. And the Wolverines have this offense rolling. Looking to pass, it's Underwood. Using his legs to buy some time. He'll pull it down and run. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score.
This guy's getting himself into a rhythm here early. You just saw a beautiful throw in the previous play. Now he's showing off the speed, and you can't blame him, honestly. When you
got enough space. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
And obviously, if you're going to be in the discussion for the Heisman Trophy, you got to be putting out big stat games week in, week out. He's been doing it all season long and obviously had over 100 rushing yards his last time out.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. UCLA will go back to work on offense. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Hard running there. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. The Bruins in the hurry-up.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry-up, defense has to be ready.
Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And here comes the Heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. And the Bruins will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. How about that blocking up front and that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants.
He's got it inside the 30. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. They dialed up the perfect call, splendid execution. Now they've got it threatening. 1st and 10 from the 27. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Tried to pound it on 1st down. Now back to the line. Leaves it with the back. Fights off the defender. Touchdown, Michigan! Great job by the back on the option.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Defense showing blitz here. Looking to throw, it's Iamaleava. Got the quick pass. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. The Bruins will hustle to the line. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Calls it in. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Matthews. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bruins have it with a 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. Oh, he's got some space. Knocked out of bounds and sticking with that running game as they get deeper in the red zone.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big game, but you look up, and they're in 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
Back to throw, time running short in the half.
Well, nice job by the defense. They're playing with a big lead. They know the offense has to throw it, and they are inviting throws over the middle of the field, knowing they can break on these passes and maybe pick one off. Offense lucky that wasn't a turnover.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Got it behind the line. It's Thomas. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. To the air, it's Iamalayava. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. 2 of their 3 red zone trips have come up empty. They'd like to punch it in here on 2nd and goal. Looking downfield, and time is running short. Touchdown, Bruins! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
Well, let's just call it like it is. The first half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally score. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is good. They still trail 35-14. They march 79 yards on the drive, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. Coming out with it, it's Stewart. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Rides the back and leaves it. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Ann Arbor. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite players? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. And with that,
There you go. I built for everybody snitch on me. I thousand this. Kind of looks like a hot dog with his face on it. You know what I'm saying? A little wheelie. Emotional.
And he'll just take a knee in this drive will start at the 25.
It's like the right every fucking books.
UCLA will go back to work.
All 1,000 pages.
They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is Coach
You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be that damn thing.
Score. You gotta stop. You gotta score.
You ain't have no
There's gotta be one drive at a time.
You're crazy. Information in that motherfucker.
Because our defense has been struggling.
Dark secrets in that motherfucker. You just about done telling. Well, look at the detective in the
All
art.
kinds of room to throw that one in there. The Bruins come to the line in the hurry up.
I don't see how you
Some
can hate some
programs
outside.
seem to be built for a great passing game. The patron saint of Bruin passers is Troy Aikman.
And honestly, Reese, it makes me think of the UCLA.
There you go.
Just quarterbacks looking sweet. McNown, DTR, looking the part, being the part.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Guys, this offense is already reeling down. Multiple possessions, really need to cash in on this drive. Gives it on the option. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big third down stop by this defense. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out.
About today's QB, Spencer Rattler. Okay, who should get 0 from home.
On fourth down.
All right.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not.
And sometimes the best defense is getting a little bit lucky. He was open. He had a chance to make a play. He just drops it through his hand. It was pretty good defense, but you take those breaks when you can get them.
Got the first down and more. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Underwood. Got it in the middle, it's Marsh. Man, just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Marsh. He snagged him, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. The Wolverines can really attack on this 2nd and short. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Wolverines pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Quarterback on the keeper. He made the first guy miss, but
that's fire. I didn't even know you could do that. That's fire.
Stopped him behind the line. The Wolverines with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to pass on 2nd down. Makes the grab. It's Moore. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route running all the way across the field, and the DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
And the Wolverines come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. To the air, it's Underwood. Makes the grab. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Well, they were counting on winning the one-on-one battle. They got the completion, but the yardage didn't work out.
Yeah, and a lot of times, man, that's what I do on short yardage situation. 3rd and short, make my guy fall forward for a couple yards, try to get the first down, but it was a good tackle. And the receiver got absolutely nowhere.
Is there going to be something with him in the future? I mean, I would hope so. Jake just ain't been in the space. At least that's what he told me. I
keep this drive going.
That's the grab on the left. Touchdown, and they take it in for 6 more points. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it on the front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
Talking about shit that we don't even know. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, still.
And it'll be a touchback.
Still got that shit easy to have. Like, that shit don't start. You know, hold your bricks and you can't.
The drive starts.
So, your bricks going so high. I think they gave me a couple of lines low key. I'm gonna keep it with my person.
And comes out throwing.
I'm trying to go get a phone call.
Catch in the middle, it's Flores. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set down.
Wow. Give me 4 bars right for your house to end this shit, ho. That's a friendly.
Football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick.
Wow.
I think he hurried it a little bit too much.
Ball is loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery.
Well, it's a nice job by him making the catch, but guys, you got to secure the ball.
They just picked up a quarterback from a school I've literally never heard of. So that right there is new Penn State quarterback Connor Berry from Christopher Newport University. So if you're like me and have no idea what that school is, Christopher Newport University is a Division III school in Newport News, Virginia. They play in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, and this past season they went 10-1, made it to the D3 playoffs, and won the conference championship. So my apologies to the captains. I wasn't familiar with your game. By the way, for everything college football, be sure to hit that follow button. Connor Berry was one of the best quarterbacks in all of Division III football this past season. He put up some insane numbers. He became the school's all-time single-season passing leader with 2,866 passing yards. All-time.
Throws a nice completion there for a first down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
A first down run on the doorstep. Trying to move the pile into the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On 2nd and goal, he gets another chance. Touchdown, Michigan! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
All-time single-season passing leader with 2,866 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. And on the ground, he would add another 11 touchdowns. He would be a finalist for the D3 Heisman Trophy. He was a second-team All-American for D3 football. And it looks like FCS Mercyhurst might have been his only other offer in the portal. He might have had some others and just not tweeted them. But yeah, he's going from Division III to Penn State. So shout out to Connor Berry. He might just have the craziest transfer portal jump we've ever seen.
And brought down, looks as if that's how we'll end the 3rd.
She sipped them on niggas, yeah, I swear she gonna mix it. Not even just to use some of balls, they is way. No, I'm not a gun, but I'm a turkey. You want turkey? Yeah. What kind of turkey? Like.
I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback.
That's what you went to, Baptist?
Yeah, for that.
OG.
So the final period starts with a 2nd down play.
Sure, for sure. Sure.
Yeah, I went to coach.
Give to the running back.
Dodge not black or white.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
That was a really well-run route on the curl to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and it's a nice job, too, by the receiver, getting his step and then finding space in between the defenders, giving his quarterback a nice play.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Great job of containing by this defense. And I already got beat on the route. Anyone on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Pulls it in. It's Marshall. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big.
Whoa, it's 4 of us over there.
Man to the left. He gets gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Under fire. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long.
He twerking that motherfucker.
He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure.
Impossible out. No.
And the Bruins now with a long way to go to pick up the first down.
Hand shove on flat. Option in mid-one.
And he's wrestled to the ground.
Man, it's so important.
That's crazy.
I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed to rock it. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Throws to the wideout. Complete to the right. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. The Bruins, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together.
He works, man.
Having his way, I'm telling you, man.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing.
That's graphic cheese on the game.
Oftentimes you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage.
It's fundamental versus talent.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bruins back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game.
Come here, go.
Looking down the field on first down. And he can't make the connection on his first attempt. Let's see if he settles down.
Glass, Timmy D. Come here, go. In the hoodie.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone.
Shooter's bounce. Excel it, because that was 40 feet.
Second and 10, he'll throw again.
Fundamental. Oh my God.
Receiver screen.
Cheesy tree.
Good throwing catch.
Hey, skip through that lane. And y'all know I love me.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Hold on now.
The terrain gets rough.
This
Deep
nigga
in the red zone.
swag.
Third down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. Get it out on the screen. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. The distance is no problem, but this angle from the left can test you. It's good. Easy call for the refs. Well, they got 3 back, but that's about all you can say about it.
People are scratching their heads why they try to kick that field goal. You're in the fourth quarter. You're down a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. They want to win this game. You need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
Here he comes with the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground.
Torn pectoral.
Here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Here comes the offense on second down. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Makes the catch. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. They came into this game with people putting them on upset alert, and they were ready for the challenge.
What the
And
fuck
they
I'm
passed
doing?
it with
Nigga, if you
flying
don't
colors.
tell me
And
come
this is what you
outside and
want to
get
do as a
somewhere.
team. You want to make these little statements across the season. And they proved, Palmer,
Told you
the
to
difference
wait till
between them
Friday.
and
I
the other
got it
team
right
being
now,
ranked
Bimbo.
is wide,
You
and
ain't
there's a
remember
reason why.
nigga ain't so
You're
long.
right. Not all ranked teams are created equally, and they showed that here today, dominating in all three phases.
What the fuck I'm doing? Nigga, if you
on it.
don't tell me
He's
come
got enough
outside
for
and
the
get
first
somewhere.
down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one.
Told you to wait till
And
Friday.
an early
I got it
completion
right
for this
now,
dude, but you'll
Bimbo.
see a lot of that. I mean, he's been unreal this season, like spreading the
That
football
brother make me
around
so much
multiple
food
guys.
to home.
Every game you look up, he's putting up
This is
huge numbers.
SpongeBob
This
edition.
offense is built around his ability to throw the
I'll take
football,
my shit up
and
right
that's
now.
why he's
Shit
one of
up
the
right
best
now.
in all of college football.
Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a big dub today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
And now, crop elementary that you have some interest to your top five. Evidently, I'm in my prime doing better than them who done got solved. Cause how else can I put it? They forced bullets and coffee. I treated the game for good as a dodge. After last label, I'm a rap saver, I'm a cash major, I'm a cash stranger, I'm a cash cow. We could chat now. I made my wrist lock. They made a movie about it on the Black Alpha Hitchcock interrogation room. I get the pill, I'm trying to bang like I'm on Yale, you just childress. Couch potato with an iPad and a mic, so now you a podcast. Fuck is the state of rap? Same shit they've been trying to ask since Easy E. Oh, the street niggas gonna agree with me. I'm a rich nigga with a GED. But First case for a veteran, best get involved, nigga. Carry that weight with me like a medicine ball. Fuck you. You can still find me outside. That's mm. Thought he would with the sacks and shit. I thought he would when he was down there though. Shit. You beat me out your runts before I beat you out your fronts, nigga. Yeah. Before you had a star, I got a classic car. I was there by him drying hundreds for the hair dryer. Even in airports, niggas get checked like, if I'm WWE, then y'all motherfuckers, see?